For the majority of athletes, capturing Olympic gold stands as the highest point of their professional journey, a culmination of years, often decades of training, sacrifices, and relentless pursuit of excellence. In their most vivid dreams, many envision stepping onto the top platform of the podium, the roar of the crowd washing over them, while the iconic 5 Olympic rings shimmer against the fluttering flag. Yet there are moments when even this remarkable feat doesn't suffice to feel truly exceptional, to stand out not merely as one among champions, but as a singular figure who made a profound and lasting impact on their discipline. For these rare individuals, immortality lies in becoming the face of their sport, in having their name become synonymous with a technique, a style, or even an idea. Today's video is about one such legend, a man who etched his name into judo history not just through triumphs, but through a signature technique that would come to bear his name, Shota Khabareli. Born on December 26, 1958, in Slevizvari in the Kareli district of what was then the Georgian Soviet Socialist Republic, Shota Khabareli began his journey in martial arts with many other Georgian children by training in Judoka, the traditional Georgian style of wrestling. This native combat form bears several similarities to judo, often serving as a stepping stone for those destined to rise through the ranks of international competition. It was watching his fellow countryman, Shota Khabareli, secure Olympic gold at the 1972 Munich Games that first lit the Olympic fire in young Khabareli. At the age of 19, Khabareli took up judo seriously. Just 2 years into his new path, he achieved a significant milestone, a silver medal at the 1979 European Championships. But this early success wasn't a guarantee of Olympic participation. His style, heavily influenced by Judoka, was unorthodox and sometimes criticized as anti-judo. Moreover, he faced stiff competition for a spot on the Soviet team, particularly from the formidable Alexei Volosov. The matter could only be settled in direct combat, and it was Khabareli's psychological fortitude, combined with his distinctive technique, that earned him the coveted place in the 1980 Olympic Games. The 1980 Olympics, held in Moscow, saw a diminished field due to the Japanese-led boycott. Nonetheless, the 78 kilograms weight class remained fiercely competitive, with elite judokas such as France's Bernard Chuluyan, Germany's Harald Heinke, and Bulgaria's Georgy Petrov, all vying for the top prize. While performing in front of a home crowd can be inspiring, it also brings tremendous pressure. With each Soviet teammate exiting the competition, expectations mounted. Yet Khabareli remained steady, unaffected by the mounting psychological burden that would have unnerved a lesser athlete. Competing at home is a double-edged sword, Khabareli later said. Kolya did well and won, and I managed to perform too. My opening match was against Heinke, the same competitor who had previously bested me at the European Championships due to questionable officiating. After that loss, we clashed 4 more times, and I emerged victorious each time. I defeated him again at the Olympics and cruised through my other matches. I expected to meet Bernard Chuluyan in the final, but he unexpectedly lost to Cuba's Ferreira while trying to qualify. In the final, it was Khabareli's foundation in Judoka that gave him the edge. Ferreira, unfamiliar with the Georgian's unconventional moves, was caught off guard. Though the Cuban mounted a respectable resistance, he ultimately couldn't match Khabareli's superior tactics and execution. With that performance, Shota Khabareli became an Olympic champion, etching his name permanently into the annals of the sport. Each judoka has their own approach, said Khabareli. Ours is the Georgian way, and perhaps that's what helped me stand out. Thanks to that style, I won Olympic gold. I am proud that the technique I used so effectively was eventually named after me, the Khabareli hold. It was a great moment when the International Judo Federation made it official. Khabareli didn't rest on his laurels. In 1981, he returned to the European stage and took bronze. A year later, he claimed silver at the continental level. By 1983, he had added 2 more bronze medals to his resume, one from the European Championships and another from the World Championships, continuing to demonstrate his resilience and world-class skill. However, the Soviet Union's decision to boycott the 1984 Olympics cast a long shadow. It deeply affected many elite athletes, disheartening those who had trained for years for a chance at Olympic glory. While it's difficult to say if this was the only reason, the disappointment certainly contributed to Khabareli's decision to retire from active competition and transition into coaching. Khabareli would go on to serve as the head coach of the Georgian national judo team for 19 years, a period that many consider to be one of the golden eras of Georgian judo. His contributions helped elevate the country's standing on the international stage. Eventually, Khabareli extended his influence beyond the dojo, becoming involved in politics and dedicating his efforts to the advancement of sports in his homeland.